So how does it feel that one of your oldest friends has gotten engaged, Hans, and you're still single? So that's the hard-hitting question.
Well, I mean, what we
on
learned
this episode
was
again.
Danny has too many friends.
But we met a hot lesbian. That was pretty cool.
I could have told you that Danny has too many friends. He seems like a very sociable guy.
How was the party?
I got my hair braided against my will. Again. Seems to be a theme at his parties, to be honest.
Oh, only
Stop
his
having
parties?
long hair, problem solved.
What'd you say, Nick?
Stop having long hair, and that's your problem solved.
But
Can't
long
breathe.
hair's
Whoa. Nick,
Yeah.
pot and kettle come to mind when you say
I'm
that.
not complaining about people braiding my hair.
I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it's a common theme.
I wanted Nick to follow up the line with, I would love if people braided my hair.
I do like it when Heather braids my hair.
Oh, god damn it.
I feel like
I
I'm
didn't even-
Viking.
I didn't even get to see the end result.
It's because it was behind your head.
Exactly.
Where your hair tends to be.
I asked you to take a picture of it and you ignored me.
Oh,
Right,
did I?
Hans.
Shit,
Can't be
so
throwing
apologies.
insults about where hair should be. Have you looked at yourself? Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Bros presents Game Club for June 2017. Yes, Game Club is back, your monthly video podcast review thing, where we each take turns picking a game, go play them for the month, and come back and discuss them for your listening pleasure. This month was Gauntlet by Arrowhead Games, and as always, I am your fearless Valkyrie, Nick Davis, joined as ever by your dim-witted barbarian, Mr. Hans Davis.
What about it?
Your decrepit wizard, Mr. Alex Proudfoot,
Fireball.
and your overly sarcastic elf, Mr. IY Charm.
Hello.
Elf is also a term for a gay person.
You're
If you
you're
say
really just showing that you're in the closet, Hans. I mean, yeah,
Put in that preamble
all
chat.
this knowledge of terminology, just you're outing yourself.
No wonder you like to play as the muscular barbarian.
Overcompensating.
Yep.
No, he wants to see those abs.
He likes a man that can manhandle him.
He does do the gun show at one point during the character select screen.
Yes, for June it was IOI's turn to pick to round off 1 year of Game Club, and he picked Gauntlet, the hack and slash dungeon crawler originally released on PC in September 2014 and later on the PS4. IOI, why did you pick Gauntlet?
I picked Gauntlet. Now, if you go back to the previous episode, I felt bad that Alex did not get to play Lovers in Dangerous Space Time, like for the show with people.
Oh right,
'Cause
so you're putting this on me? Is that
also,
how you're doing? You're blaming me?
also, I believe it was at least you, Nick, and I believe also Alex, because Hans isn't normally in our Skype calls, right? That I remember whenever this game was first out, you guys, I believe, have played Gauntlet, like the original kind of stuff before, and we're kind of excited
played a
about
PS2
this.
version of it.
And then I remember like, and I thought, oh, you know what? Let's give this a go then. You know, it's a co-op game. It might be a good laugh one way or the other.
Yeah, I feel like this came out in like when we were very much in our phase of we played a lot of like 4-player co-op games like Monaco, Alien Swarm, stuff like that. And that is why actually we kind of had an interest in it to begin with.
Magica,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I feel like that is very, like, we were playing a lot of those at the time, and this came out at a time where very much of those were quite, like, more or less one of those was coming out every month on Steam or something. As mentioned there, Gauntlet was made by the Magica people in between, I think they made this in between Magica and Helldivers? I want to say. Can't remember if this or Helldivers came out first. And I believe we all kind of made it immediately apparent that this kind of seemed like Magica with some of the tone and voice acting. But yes, as always, this has been broken down into 3 categories for us to discuss. Gameplay, the cooperative aspects of the game, and because Hans complained, I've changed it to technical. Because I'm Hans and I have to have things my way.
It makes a better discussion point than fucking Charm. That's a Pokemon move.
Oh yes, technical points. It plays well. There you go. Job done.
He's not.
You can talk
wrong.
about the look. You can talk about the look of it, the stability of it. Like, there's so much more options than just the
It
Charm.
looks fine and it played fine.
Oh,
Yep,
did it?
bang.
Did it? Didn't someone have really bad frame rate? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did.
Yeah.
But other than that, it played.
But
absolutely fine.
Alex has a
Yeah.
shit PC, as we've established. So
Okay, so let's talk about Charm. It has none. Boom. Done. Sorted.
Yeah. See, either way,
See,
it's easy.
Any question can be boiled down to one word answer.
So, the gameplay of Gauntlet kind of throws back to more, say, the original Gauntlet games compared to, say, the PS2 one, where it is very much top-down. You're going through this procedurally generated dungeon, killing swarms of enemies, destroying spawners, and kind of your characters are a mix of melee characters and range characters, all with their own different unique abilities, and I'd say upgrade trees, but they aren't really upgrades, so to speak.
They're all side grades.
Unless
Yeah.
you're the wizard and buy the last thing, and then it's a downgrade.
Maybe it was secretly brilliant, you just don't know.
I also really didn't like the whole gold system. Because
Yeah.
if you're going to charge 30,000 gold for an upgrade, make it individual gold, because, like, splitting gold 4 ways, you're just never going to get it.
No. Like,
'Cause-
I only ever bought one upgrade, and it was the very last trinket. Like, and we played,
I
what,
only
2/3 of that game, I'd say?
I only got one upgrade, and that was through playing with IY the first time we did it, doing it the second time in the endless mode, and when we went through the campaign. And that was how long it took me to get 30,000 gold.
Yeah.
My
The
issue
goal,
actually
like-
with the upgrade is not even that. It's more the whole because I actually thought for those who don't know, whenever you die in the game, you drop some gold, and gold is not split whenever you pick it up. So it implies that there's this aspect of screwing over like your co-op teammates a bit, and like haha, like we did it together, but I'm the winner. But really, it's very shallow. So it is.
Like, yeah. Like, there is stuff you can do to, like, say, fuck over your team. Like, you can destroy potions or food before your teammates can get to them. But there's no benefit to it at all. Like,
yeah,
you can go around, like, destroying all the food, but then, like, all you're doing is screwing over your teammate to no, like, gain for yourself.
Yeah, you're just making the level harder because you've got...
You're just being a dick, essentially.
Yeah, IY. You're just being a dick whenever you destroy the food when someone needs it. Mister, I'm gonna spin in the spot and just shoot my arrows randomly.
that's what you do in a twin joystick shooter. Is it not? Is it not, guys?
Don't know about you, I play with mouse and keyboard.
But it's...
Wait,
you're
did
right.
you actually?
Yeah. It was easier for the wizard because of the spells.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I agree there seems to be a lot of, like, competitive hooks amongst, like, between your teammates that kind of don't do anything. Like, I think in the old Gauntlets, like, it was the same where everyone had their own, like, gold pool, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, you can kind of forgive it back then because God knows when that original Gauntlet came out in the 80s or 90s. Game
Like,
design wasn't
if they did it
exactly
in such a
smart back
way
then.
that everyone picked up gold separately and they got their own number, and that was all pulled at the end, but the person who picked up the most got a small bonus.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been fine, because that way it is a competitive thing,
Yeah.
but everyone benefits from it.
Or, like,
Whereas-
everyone collects the gold and then it's pulled up at the end and then
Yeah.
divvied up. So, like, you collected the most, you get a slightly bigger share, but you collect the least, you'll get a slightly smaller share.
Yeah.
But then it, like, even it out.
Instead of,
yeah.
oh, you're playing a really squishy class and, really slow, you can't get anywhere, here's the
Yeah.
least amount of gold you can pick up. It's just,
Like, it's almost like it thought about doing that, because at the end screen, it pops up saying, "Oh, greediest player" and stuff like that. Like, why, if they were like keeping track of who was the greediest player, aka who got the most gold, why weren't they doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have been so simple for them just to go about going, okay, here's the greediest player, 10% gold bonus, here's the most kills of monsters, 5% bonus, you know? It's so weird, because, like, it just, whenever I kept popping up greediest player, I sat there thinking, okay, cool. What the fuck does that got to do with anything?
Did you also notice as well the achievements you got, which I assume are one time only, but that gives you like a massive gold boost?
That's the challenge.
Yeah,
Is that the challenge thing?
Challenge / skill
Yeah.
tree
And
stuff,
is that a
everybody.
one-time thing?
Yep.
Because that's a weird.
I think like
That's
so
a
you do
one-time
it once
thing.
and then it like maybe
Yeah.
unlocks like a higher level of it.
Okay, because
It's like, oh, you ate 5 food in one thing, now go eat like 10 food in the next in a level.
right, because
Stuff
either
like
way,
that.
that's a weird thing. Because I remember the situation where like I believe it was Hans who like beat us in gold or whatever, but I got the overall top score because I had completed 2 challenges. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like challenges I was gunning for, that I was like strategically thinking about doing. It was just I was playing the game,
Yeah.
and yet Hans loses even though he got the most kills, the most gold or whatever. Like,
I don't know. It's not a very. It is. They made it too competitive for a co-op game, I think.
Yeah, like that,
For
like that
for no
stuff should be
reward,
meta.
Like,
Yeah.
for no reward is the weird thing to me.
I felt like there was no competitiveness at all. I think it's the opposite. I think like there was nothing to do with being competitive.
No, well, competitive might be the wrong term for it.
Yeah,
But it seemed
well-
there was hooks in there to say, oh, you're as much cooperating with your teammates as you are competing against them to get gold and stuff. But there's no reward for doing that.
I guess it's a meta competitive
Yeah.
game. Like, it's not you're literally going head to head. It's more
Yeah.
about like it's the collectathon aspect is the challenge, or the most kills bit is the challenge.
So beyond, we've kind of talked about the like co-op gameplay aspects, but even just the core gameplay of going around these procedurally generated dungeons. Fuck me, it's boring.
yeah, I think we should.
I mean, they're
Jesus.
all very samey.
Yeah, I think we should talk about actually the characters, because I think that's like the moment where let's call it there could have been differences,
Yeah.
but really, like if I go from as you heard in the intro, right? Nick associated us with a character. Okay, I played a bit of all of them, so like here's my opinion: is that the Valkyrie? Let's call her. There's a bit of skill because you have a block ability, right? No one else has like a thing like that really, where you can
what
like
you get is the elf has a role, doesn't
the
it?
alpha has a roll, but it's like there's no timing or anything with that. It's just I just roll
Yeah.
out of the way whenever shit gets near me. Like the barbarian, you have no defensive options. I think like, if you use your special move, I think you're invincible whenever you're in the air or something. But like overall, but maybe I should ask our barbarian player. Like, did you feel overly skillful, Hans, going woo?
My Beyblade technique, it was a weird thing. Like, there was, because I actually even asked you guys, hey, what's the block button? Because I thought there was, but no, like it is literally just. If I ever felt like I was getting overwhelmed, I would bust out the Beyblade technique, spin about and spin out of harm's way while doing damage to the rest of them. So, not necessarily skill. It was just a get out of trouble button, if anything else.
Yeah, and then you have Alex, who played the wizard, right? Who is,
Yep.
in my opinion, the most interesting. But whenever
But
you
also
consider,
probably the most dull.
but whenever you consider they made Magicka 3 years before this,
Yeah, he's not very good.
he is like so terrible in comparison.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
is.
You require so much like build up and prep for
Very
not
little
as
reward.
much. Yeah.
And then I was playing the archer person, which, as we said earlier, is just a twin joystick shooter where it says in the like tip screens and stuff that as the archer you have this like aimed power shot thing to take down important targets, but I believe the game scales the health of the enemies.
Yeah.
So whenever we were playing as a 4, stuff died so slowly. Like everything was just a
wizard
sponge,
does no damage.
and yeah, it was just very dull.
Like, as someone, like, when I've played it the first time round by myself, I can vividly remember, like, how the enemies changed. all your regular little tiny minion dudes, right, would die with one swift attack, one quick attack with your X button. The next step up from that, the slightly slower but stronger guys would die with one heavy attack. Whenever we were doing it as a foursome, literally, like, you were talking about 3 swift attacks for... Because I was actually counting it because I saw the difference. Like, 3 swift attacks for a single small enemy, and then you're talking, like, 3 or 4 heavy attacks for the bigger dudes. Like, this... I understand you have to put in the scaling for the challenge, but there are more interesting ways to scale challenge than just give the enemy more health.
More enemies.
Yeah, more enemies would have been fine. But,
Oh, I don't
like,
know. I think like, the problem with more enemies is that you need good enemies
well,
to
yeah.
say good.
Well, that's a different problem.
So like all the enemies did pretty much the same thing.
One of the biggest changes, just because you're speaking of twin stick shooters, one of the biggest changes I would say from this to say the older Gauntlet games, well, the PS2 one anyway. In the PS2 one, every class is ranged.
Yeah.
You're always a ranged class. Like, even if I'm a warrior, you have a ranged attack where you're just throwing like a sword projectile out.
That was the same in the Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah,
Gauntlet.
like in the old, I'm pretty sure. Like, you're always a ranged class. So, and that kind of made it better is probably a weird term, but the whole idea of a massive enemies coming towards you made more sense if you aren't melee, I think. Because then you can, like, being melee and trying to kite shit is not that enjoyable. Because you have to then, you can't, like, walk backwards and swing in that game.
I don't think there's anything wrong with people being melee.
Yeah, if you look at games like Dynasty Warriors, a similar sort of thing. Like, if you've got massive amounts of it's the way that, like, Dinosaurs at least has a combo system that makes it different. You know, you've got massive hordes of enemies, but you're melee. Like, I think, like, if you do it right, melee crowd control can be interesting.
It is
Show
like,
me another twin stick shooter where you have to be right in front of an enemy to kill them.
Well, I'm not saying within a twin stick shooter. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that crowd control, like horde battles, whatever you want to call it, you can do it right.
because no, what we're trying to say, Nick, is not that like, oh, you're wrong about like the whole like melee in this game is terrible. It's that melee is fine in games. It's just that this game did it really badly because you guys didn't have the tools. Like I think Nick did because he had the block, but that's really like it. Like as Hans pointed out, you didn't really have much in the way of CC, unless you want to count, Hans pushing the right stick and charging headfirst into them. Like it's not.
See, I disagree in the fact that I don't think melee works in a twin stick shooter.
But then when you're playing melee, I know that's more of a genre than anything else before you go there, but it's not a twin stick shooter because you're pressing buttons. So like if, say for example, you could string together a combo of like light, heavy attacks, I think that would have made the melee combat more interesting.
I think it's just options that none of the characters had. Like that's the issue.
Yep.
Is that
Every character is limited.
On the surface, the wizard has so many options, right? Because he's got all the different spells, but they're all garbage.
Yeah. He has like
the only reason why
two
I
good
said
spells, and they're on like 30-second cooldowns.
like the only reason why I said twin stick shooter is because that's literally what the alpha is. Like that is what the alpha is.
Do you know what this is? This is a good base for a game. See, if you started to layer more and more stuff onto this, it would be... I would not say good. Good is not the word I'm looking for.
But you could see potential in this kind of like... Yeah.
Like, if you, like a combo system for melee, make it more like Diablo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make the combat system more like Diablo.
Alright, so it's a good thing you mentioned that, Hans, right? Because you know what I did after I started playing
this? What did you do, IOI? Tell me.
I reinstalled Diablo 3 a few days later after playing this the very first time. Because I said to the other two that it's the same kind of thing. You're just killing masses of enemies, right? But the difference is that there is no reward. In Diablo, I'm working, towards getting fat loots, right? And I'm seeing these funky particle effects and stuff. In Gauntlet, I'm just killing stuff to get to the end so I can say I played this game for Game Club. It's...
Is that not the best reward of all?
I think that's a discussion for another time.
The issue, I feel like that, you can also say, regardless of Game Club, you could say, alright, I'm playing this to get gold, But when the gold doesn't give you what seem like meaningful upgrades, that's the bigger issue.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, yeah, it's great that I kill stuff, I get gold. That gameplay loop is fine, but because the gold doesn't feel like, you don't feel any stronger once you buy a new thing, because they're all like
It
sideways
takes so
upgrades.
long to get that new thing.
I think it's just really sad that it is from the developer that made Magicka. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like as you said at the start, Nick, you know, we played games like these, you know, like say like even like a 4-player game like Castle Crashers, right?
Yeah.
You know, that game,
Monaco.
actually, let's use that as an example. That game, let's be honest, the combat is not the most thrilling, right? It's not
Yeah.
actually the most, but it has charm. You know, it's got other things going for it.
It has new types of enemies.
Yeah, that feel different.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Has interesting boss battles.
Yep.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't mind the boss battle we did.
Yeah, the boss battle was probably the highlight.
Yeah, I think that was the
short
highlight.
time I played this game.
Yeah. It's not saying much, but you know, I would agree with Nick there.
It had level variation as well. Like you would have levels where, you know, you're battling across the screen as a brawler normally would, but then there's also like the, you know, like the deer chase scene
Yes.
where you're
yes.
running away from the monster
Yeah.
in the forest on deers. Like there is like
Variety is the word.
yes,
Right.
lots of variety. Unlike this piece of shit.
Right. It's
That's
just
a very nice house.
Sorry, this mediocre thing.
yeah. That's the thing. That's the issue with this game. Is that I don't think any of us when we were playing it were like because we said this at the time whenever we all played together. Like we don't even like hate the game. It's just we
It's
didn't.
not offensively bad.
No.
It is just dull.
I mean, it's a solid game. It's just so uninteresting.
It's
it's
just
not
so
like
limited.
Alan Wake.
Hey, look. Hey,
It's
look.
not like Resident Evil.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
We'll get the top fives, right? We'll get. The
But yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, like Resident Evil was offensively bad, so to speak. But like, this is not even like bad. It's just completely mediocre in every way.
Like at least Resident Evil had the excuse of being old.
Yeah,
You know, like being from a different era. This, like we kind of said it, like this is them almost trying to make a completely faithful recreation of the old one.
yeah,
And in some ways that's a good thing. Like, you know, because maybe you want that die-hard crowd of fans, but in other ways, like, it just doesn't work. Like,
yeah.
the labyrinth design is more frustrating than fun. You know, like going down, at least there was some level variation as you entered the different realms, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
But it was just a new slap of paint. There was nothing.
I think us being annoyed at the names of the levels really hits home. Like
Corridor.
corridor. Yeah, that was.
Hallway.
It was just.
It's like they were. It's like them themselves knew. All right, we're stretching for levels here.
You know,
I
like
kind of wish they just crafted the levels instead of generating them.
Yeah,
I feel like there would have been a lot
do
more
half as
interest.
many levels, but make them all handcrafted.
but wait, are they not all handcrafted?
There is procedural parts to some of the levels.
Okay, 'cause
But not-
I assumed it was all like purposely made the
No,
way it was.
I think there is procedural parts to some of the levels.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Which is
I guess.
no, is it though? Because let's face it, are you going to go back and play this?
No,
So what's it matter? Whether they're
Yeah.
procedural
Yeah.
or not, what's it matter?
no. But if you think about it, like a game like Gauntlet, the purpose is that because it's an arcade cabinet game, right? The
I don't
No,
think
I
so.
don't think the original was. Don't
I
think
will
the
double
original
check.
was.
I will double check. But continue your point.
Okay, well, you know, if this because I'm pretty sure I saw a cabinet whenever I was looking this up. Either way, right? The whole thing is that
Yes, it was. Sorry. It was
yeah. So a game like that, you want people to put it in quarters, right? So maybe to their mind, it's like okay, well, we want people to replay this then, and that's sort of what you do. You procedurally generate levels, but I don't think that's a bad thing, at all, to be honest.
I can see it.
I don't think it's a
For-
good reason, right? I don't think it's
If there was a reason to replay the levels, yes, but I feel like there is no reason to ever replay a
No.
level.
Not the main campaign. I feel like if you're going to do a main campaign, craft the levels.
Yeah,
If
and
you're
then
gonna do
have
an
that
endless
side
mode-
endless dungeon mode where the
Yes.
procedural generate stuff can be.
But to not have like a fully crafted main campaign seems a bit silly, really.
I feel like we kind of covered gameplay and co-op hooks in that same thing, but I wouldn't. In terms of co-op, I would like to bring up: was I the only person to play? Well, was I the only person to put in any decent length of time by themselves?
I put in half an hour, 45 minutes.
I think I played half the campaign by myself.
I did not play it on my own. I did play the challenge thing with Alex, and we played the survival as well.
Let me tell you, game's even worse on yourself by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Just because, like, at least say we're sitting together, we're having a chat on Skype. I can take my mind off the game.
We could talk about real talk, you know.
Yeah, we can sit there and shoot the shit.
I can make sounds like a Beyblade. It's cool.
And then it's slightly less weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by yourself, this game is goddamn like mind-numbingly boring.
Like, see, when you're by yourself, literally all I did was move my joystick and tap X. That's literally all I did for the entire time I was by myself.
Yeah, well, I played the elf when I played by myself, and I literally just backtracked and shot ahead of me. Because obviously all the enemies are going to follow me, because I'm the only person.
Yeah.
So literally I just had this massive mob just going round and round, like, at one part of the room.
Okay, you know what? For the whole co-op thing, there's one thing I wish was in more games that this game does have, okay? And that is the ability, right? Just like in Halo, to have online multiplayer along with couch co-op.
Oh.
I really appreciate that. Like, that's a thing in the games.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's really hard to do sometimes, it's fair, but I'm glad that is in this.
I feel like couch co-op should be in more games overall, in general.
Yeah.
Couch co-op is something that I know it's been brought back a little bit, like with games like Starwall. That's a thing, isn't it? Yeah, like those sort of games. But I think that's why when we were doing the E3 thing, Nick and I were quite excited for A Way Out.
Yep.
Which is a couch co-op game that it's an actual narrative couch co-op game instead of just like a battle thing or a party game. It's an actual.
It is made by the same guy that did Brothers.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that was that guy. I think like couch co-op is something that needs to be resurrected. Definitely.
I get why it's not a thing anymore from a completely technical standpoint.
Wait a minute. You know what? Yeah, okay. In one way, I appreciate that point, Hans, right? And in the other way, I want you to go back to your own voice in Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. Talking about how dated couch co-op is. Because I'm pretty sure you say the exact opposite in that.
No,
No,
Hans,
I like
you
I
silly
like couch
Billy.
co-op. No, I do. I don't. Maybe it. Then I just don't like that game, but I do like couch co-op.
Did I really?
As this is not a point we can kind of figure out now, Future Hans,
Check the tapes.
could you please
Check the
scrub
tapes.
through Lovers in the Dangerous Space Time? And if you did in fact say that, insert that in the clip now, and please.
It's fine though, because you know people like say stuff and like review stuff, and then they go back and they like see stuff.
Forget they said stuff and forget their own opinion.
So in preparation of that, I'm going to record 2 reaction lines here for each outcome. It's like, well, Hans, you've got egg on your face. Ha ha.
Alright, and then
And why? You're so forgetful.
oh, I'm so sorry, Hans. I was wrong. Please forgive me.
No, I hate you.
Hey, that works for both ways.
Yeah, perfect. All right, okay, good job.
Multitasking.
Is there anything else to discuss with this game?
No, I kind of feel like that is it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
legit,
happy enough.
This game is completely like nondescript in any way.
I will give it a solid. It exists stamp.
It's the best snap ever,
So
guys.
we're not doing conclusions then. We're just gonna. leave it
Yeah,
at
I
that.
know. I'll do my. All in all, I think this is. There are far better cooperative games for people to play. There is, unless you are really scraping for games to play with your 4 buddies, do not pick up Gauntlet. It is completely mindless. It is completely nondescript in every way. It is just dull as shit. Hans?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Well said.
They're just steal Alex's line.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I like it's perfectly functional game. But it's not necessarily enjoyable. But you don't hate it. It's completely middle of the aisle. It's a 5 out of 10. Yeah. Average.
Please, Hans.
As average as you can get.
8 out of 16.
8 out of 16, yeah. Just like Late Shift.
Alex,
Play Alien Swarm.
it's free.
Yeah. Free and better.
Why?
Play Magicka or Helldivers. Because it's by this company. So because we're not like dissing them.
No. We're actually kind of disappointed in them.
Yes, yeah, that's more. But you know what? They made Helldivers afterward. So like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Redeemed themselves.
Yeah.
So there it is. Gauntlet.
It is there.
Don't buy it. A
Gauntlet.
resounding
Meh.
meh.
Stick that on your fucking box.
However, before we get to me picking our next game, the real reason everyone listens to this podcast, some sick lists.
Lists get likes.
Yep.
It's sad but true.
So, as we are now at the end of the first 12 months of Bash Bros, instead of doing our usual, alright, we're going to rate the games we played for this set of picks, we will be picking our top 5 games of this year of Bash Game Club.
Oh, I mean, you
I
almost
didn't want to
did.
say of the year because that implies of 2017.
Of the Game Club year.
Yes, of the Game Club calendar year, which skips a month.
You make it sound really silly.
There
Sorry,
you go.
You know the thing is, I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh fuck, Game of the Year stuff's in like 6 months. I'm gonna fucking cry.
So, before we get into it, I will quickly from memory, I think, run down the 12 games we have to pick from. So, started off with Mass Effect, then Alan Wake, then Ghostbusters the video game, and then Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, and that was round 1, so to speak. Round 2 was Undertale,
Contradiction.
Contradiction, Final Fantasy 7, and Beholder. Round 2. Round 3, which was the last 4 months, was Resident Evil HD, or just Resident Evil.
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa, yes, because I forgot Alex skipped a month. Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, then Late Shift, and finally, as we discussed, Gauntlet.
It's
Don't think
there.
that needs to
It's
be mentioned.
there. As
Not
we
going to be on the
discussed,
top
it's there.
5 of anything.
Top 5 most average games of the year. Go.
Wait. There's 12.
That's like a complete oxymoron.
Wait, there's 12 games, right?
Yep.
So we tell me is Gauntlet the 6th on everyone's list
What?
because it's so middle.
Maybe not 6. No, because it's average overall, not of the 12 games.
Okay, all right.
If you put every game end to end.
Then I'm glad I put it as first then.
So I don't know how we want to do this. Do we just want to go through each person's list at a time, or do we want to go like everyone gives their 5th pick?
I think each person, and then just like a short one-liner of this is why,
Alright, yeah, okay, we can do that.
and then just do it in normal order.
Okay, so I shall start. Number 5. I had Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Thought it was very good. It's how to do co-op compared to Gauntlet. It's got a really nice art style, pretty simple for someone to pick up and play, and I think it was very fun.
That was my plan all along. Put a worse co-op game so that Lovers would be higher.
Can I just say, if I was on that, I would have loved Lovers because Hans hated it.
Number 4, Mass Effect. Still holds up mostly to this day. Some technical issues, and the series has only gotten better, and you can see that in Mass Effect, where it's still a very good game, but you can see the fundamental building blocks for one of the greatest series of all times. Number 3, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Really enjoyed it. I had very big issues with it, but overall the positives outweighed the negatives. I thought the characters were really good. Gameplay was iffy at times, but the characters and the plot outshone them all. Number 2, Final Fantasy 7. This was really fun to go back and play. Enjoyed it more playing it recently than I have ever had playing it before. And still one of the greatest RPGs ever made. And number 1 is Undertale. I stand by what I said at the end of our Undertale podcast, where I do truly believe Undertale is one of the greatest games ever made. I think it nails everything it tries to do, and I should have played it when it came out. It's so funny. Its gameplay is really engaging. The plot is genuinely heartbreaking at times, and all in all, it's just like a near perfect package of a game.
Why don't you just fucking marry Undertale then? Why don't you?
I wish. Great soundtrack as well.
I
Fuck, man.
hope it's also first in Hans' list.
So, do we want to like brief? Do you want to make comment on my list, then we'll move on to the next person?
What did I just do?
Yeah,
What
well,
did I just do?
I thought your list was fine, Nick. I thought your reasons were fine too.
fuck Alan Wake.
It's a list.
It goes in order.
Just gonna say number 12, Alan Wake.
Hey, that's hey.
I think you'll find number 12 Resident Evil, number 11 Ghostbusters.
Was there any games that you struggled, like you wanted to put on your list, but they end up just not making it?
Gauntlet.
Because I wanted to go off like my enjoyment of playing them this way,
Yeah.
I wanted to put Contradiction on there, but just because I'd seen the same reason I didn't kind of put it higher up in the list at the end of that round was I'd seen all of Contradiction before. It was nothing new to me because I'd watched a playthrough of it.
Yeah.
But I can still see why it is very well done and why it's funny. It's just going through it this way, this time through, I knew all the gags, I knew all the jokes. Alright. Hans, your Fave 5.
Okay, number 5 is Contradiction. Loved every minute I played of it. Yes, it was short, but kind of was as long as it needed to be before it kind of got a bit tedious. Number 4 is Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I love this game, but the only reason it didn't go higher was because I had played it before. Like Danganronpa and Trigger or Contradiction were both great games, but they have little to no replayability value because it is a visual novel of sorts. Number 3, Final Fantasy VII. That game is a legacy and a stalwart of gaming for a reason. This was the best time round playing it. The same with Nick. Maybe it was because I felt like I had to finish it because of Game Club, but actually getting to the end was really, really satisfying. Number 2, Ghostbusters the video game. It's not a perfect game, I know that, but I'm a big...
That's an understatement. That is an understatement.
Alex, save your comments to the end.
But I'm a Ghostbusters fanboy through and through. Always have been, always will be. So I love this game because of that. And number 1 is Mass Effect. That game is awesome. Maybe it's because I can appreciate it more after playing Andromeda, but it's a really well done game. Technical side can be a bit iffy at times, but like the story is awesome. The story beats, like your selections, choices and stuff are still awesome. The combat is still relatively interesting. Yeah, like the combat's held up after what, nearly 12 years or something. 2006 that was released or something. Like yeah, Mass Effect is a hell of a series, and the first game was what launched it. So but yeah, that's mine.
Why'd you marry Ghostbusters?
I would
The
if
remake?
I could. Okay, you shut your mouth. You don't talk about that.
Oh, I can't believe you put that second. What a waste of a slot.
Love that game.
There's so many good games in our list, and you.
What was it going to be? Alan Wake? I doubt it.
I like how Hans
Jesus,
put his
Alan.
game second, third, and fourth.
Yeah.
So Hans,
But then again, 2 of mine got on the next list, so.
so Hans, what was lower on your list? Alan Wake or Resident Evil?
Is that the contest? Is that the true list?
Ooh.
Well, you played more of Alan Wake than you did Resident Evil.
I think it was, yes, but that's only because it was less frustrating.
I'll tell you why I hate... Sorry to go off topic.
Okay. You're
I'll
okay.
tell you why I hate Alan Wake more than Resident Evil. I feel like Resident Evil was bad because it was a remake. Alan Wake is just bad in the present day.
Yeah, like, I think that's like, Resident Evil was bad to me, again, because it came from a different era. Whereas Alan Wake had all the technology available of 2010, was it?
9 or 10, maybe even earlier.
Like, had all the technology of 7 years ago, yet it was still bad. So
there you go.
I'm so good at that now that, my games were so in like the middle that I don't get to take part in this little spat. I'm just kind of here.
Mr. Alex Proudfoot, your Fave 5, please.
Well, I'm gonna preface this because it's gonna be a shock again, like the last time, because Final Fantasy VII is not on my list.
It's my favorite game of all time.
It is my favorite game of all time, but because it was picked at a time when I couldn't play it and I couldn't enjoy it, because I played it quite recently in my time frame, I didn't enjoy it this time around because I just didn't have the time to dedicate to it. And I'm in the cycle of I've played it recently, so I just wasn't interested. So it was just poor timing on my part for Final Fantasy VII. Not the game's fault. It's just not.
So what you're saying is number 12 on your list, Final Fantasy 7?
No.
Unlike Alan Wake, where it was the game's fault.
Alright, Alex, Fave 5.
Okay, number 5, Mass Effect. Had fun playing it again. Holds up quite well, but played it before, so. Number 4, Late Shift. Really enjoyed it. Actually, was really cool listening to the different paths everyone took, even though Hans didn't get to experience that, so he really missed out. But it was cool. Undertale's number 3. Fun game, but I mean it's not. I feel like it gets hyped up, and it does deliver to some degree, but I wouldn't say it delivers to everyone's expectations. Number 2, Contradiction. Just loved that game. Was not expecting it, but I completely loved it. And number 1 is Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, because I never would have gone on my way to play that game, and I'm glad I did, because I really enjoyed it.
You're welcome.
I'm noticing no Alan Wake on that list.
I enjoyed it in its day.
Mr. IY Chong, Fave 5, please.
Number 5, I put.
Out of how many, sorry? Did you miss what? How many?
I missed
did
like
you
at
miss?
least
2,
2.
3?
I missed at least.
Okay.
Must be 2 or 3.
Whatever.
Missed 1, 2, 3. I missed out Undertale, Contradiction, Resident Evil.
Okay.
I have played a bit of Undertale. I've been enjoying it, but obviously I didn't play it all the way through, so I'm not gonna put it there. But I have been really enjoying it. Number 5, I put Late Shift because I thought it was genuinely well made, and I actually liked it more after we actually had our discussion about it. So yeah, it's a slow movie to watch. It's fine. Number 4, I put Final Fantasy VII. Like everyone else, it was, apart from Alex, it was the most enjoyable time I've ever played that game. Finally finished it. Finally, get it, get it, guys, get it.
Yep.
No.
Please, sir, not the time for jokes.
Oh, sorry. Serious list time.
Yep.
Number 3, I put Lovers in Dangerous Space Time. As from picking Gauntlet, I like my co-op games and something to play with my girlfriend. That's a big plus that anyone can pick up and play. Number 2, I put down Mass Effect. I was the only one where this was the first time playing Mass Effect, and genuinely enjoyed it. And I think it's a good testament to that game that, I'll be honest, the shooting sucks in that game, right? But there is so much more to that game that puts it above games in general. And then number 1, I put Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, because it is a game I've been looking at for a while, and I do enjoy games like Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton, that kind of thing. And this game really delivered. Really enjoyed it.
So Hans has redeemed himself.
So are we saying Danganronpa 1?
Yes.
There are no winners. Hans, we are all winners.
Nick, suck it up, Buttercup. Danganronpa
See,
1.
I'm gonna say this, right? You see what Hans is doing right now? That's kind of it in terms of the Gauntlet competitiveness. It's literally like you're like clawing at something to say I won at. Does everyone agree?
I am the greediest player. That is me.
I'm glad we got Gauntlet in there at the end.
Yep.
Episode. Oh no! Wait. Sorry.
No! Oh, I
I'm sorry.
Going on
Slow your
prematurely.
roll.
Apologies.
Yes. Next month, is July. This month is July because we're recording this late.
Yeah.
So that means, as ever, it is time to reset the cycle and start a whole new year of Game Club. And boy howdy, I think I have a winner.
That's not what you said
Speaking
before
of
this
Nick-
call.
See if this is house party. I swear to Christ.
Oh man, maybe one day when that comes out, if it ever comes out of early access. No, so let
me open Steam. Get ready to search.
I wasn't thinking of this when I was like, I wasn't thinking that it was in the news, but it has become quite topical recently, this game. Not because it was released recently or anything, but because recently the developers of this game were sold off by their parent company but retained the rights to this game. This was not in my mind when I picked this. It has been a game that was very well received. A lot of people have played it. I still see sites putting videos up of this game. So for July,
Minecraft?
I would like us all to play through the first season of Hitman 2016.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
So that is the 5 or 6 episodes that they called them of Hitman, of that Hitman 2016 game.
Oh, okay.
The bundle's
So yes,
$15.99.
because obviously IO Interactive were very recently sold off by Square Enix, but has recently come out and said, yes, we've kept the rights to the Hitman license.
Okay. I'm intrigued by that. I'm not a huge stealth gamer, but that game is stealth in the most loose context.
Yeah, it's not like stealth in like the traditional sense.
Yeah, it's not like a Splinter Cell-esque stealth.
It is, I'm going to hide as other people in plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I'm excited for that. Yeah.
And
I
I
think
might
this
I might even say to Andy that we will all be playing this at the same time, because I know he loves Hitman, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
like,
get him in on Game Club, but just to say,
I'm actually really curious about this because I was really put off because I played the one before and it was
Yes.
awful.
I know a lot of people
thoughts,
didn't like
yeah.
Absolution, and I knew a lot of people were apprehensive going into this one
Yeah.
because they said, "Oh, it's going to be episodic." But from reading it, it's got so much good praise. People saying like the episodic actually really worked because they would put out each of these levels like month and a half or so in between each one, but keep like saying, "All right, these new escalation missions for this mission, like this area we've now put out." So like you would actually learn the areas better as the month went on.
I think I always really don't like this game because if I remember correctly, on record, came out saying you like games where you can have your own stories about them, and I feel like this is ideal sort of game for
I
that.
feel like that's probably good.
So yes, join us for July 2017 when we play Hitman 2016. Hitman no subtitle.
Hitman trademark. It's just Hitman TM.
Hitman trademark no subtitle.
You don't need any more than Hitman. It says it all right there.
Yep. But for now, it is a goodbye from me. It is goodbye from Hans.
Have a good one.
Goodbye from Alex.
Play Aliens War.
And a goodbye from IY.
Bye.
See you next time.